All right, so here we are with the official it's for sale video. So let's get started. And this is the second go around. First time the camera didn't flip when I flipped the phone, so everything, almost like 45 minutes of it, was all sideways. So anyways, let's see if I can do this right this first time. Well, the first time around on the third try, second try, whatever. Anyways, so there we go. Front looks good, has the emblem. The transport company had actually smashed the header panel, the grill surround. Friend of mine, when he was at Ford Carlisle in 2022, actually found me this header panel, the grill surround, and the trim. He found it all. It was all together as an assembly for me. So I said, hell yeah, buy that. So I got that. The surround does have a crack up here. That's easily fixed with it out of the car. You can either use fiberglass on the backside or a plastic adhesive, whichever, 2-part epoxy, industrial strength, whichever. The side marker light is cracked, broke. I do have a good one that goes with the car. I've got a bunch of those. We can see that while it's not beautiful, shiny, all matching paint, mint rust free, it is straight. The car is very straight. Yeah, let's back up a little bit here. So we'll walk around it, and then we'll start looking at all the rust, and then go to the engine, go to the interior, all that kind of thing. Still has the trunk lock flipper, and I did find the emblem for it, or actually my friend Larry found me the emblem for it. So flipper does work. Valance is in good shape. Bumper has a dent out right here. You can kind of see it in the reflection on it. So brand new tires, a couple weeks old. That's $660 right there. Bam. So even with multicolored paint, dull paint, she's still a sexy looking beast. So anyways, let's take a look at the rust so we can show you that. The hood is not perfect. It's got some spots here. It's got this going on up here, but it's fixable. The actual bracing on this hood is good and solid. It's not all rotted out, which is strange because usually that rots out. But that's in good shape. So the hood is fixable. I bought this because I needed a hood because the one that was on it, the underside bracing, was horribly rotted. It was so rotted bad that the hood actually folded in half when they tried to close it. So, but we got... that's the rust on the bottom of the driver's fender. Easily fixable. I just wanted rust-free fenders because I wanted everything to start out and be rust-free. So, but the side looks good. You can see the bottom corner of the door. Man, that doesn't look too bad, right? That doesn't look bad. But then open the door, and it's a different story. Definitely needs love and rebuilt, or a pair of rust-free doors. However you want to do that. Bring this around, and that's the front corner of the door. See, the pillars are nice and solid, not all rotted out. So I've seen them where they rot out, like right here, right where that seam is. Back pillar is also nice and solid. You got some rust there. We'll close the door. As solid as a brand new friggin' car. This thing's only got about, I think it's like around 70,000 miles or so. Door shut like a brand new car. Nice, tight, and solid. Got some rust down here. Come up, you got some up here. And you can see on the lip. Come around, and then there is filler down here, but it's because this was bent up. Bill, the previous owner, he actually had an axle shaft that broke on it, and the tire came off and it bent out the bottom of the corner. The guy that bought it off him, you know, bent it down, did whatever body work and stuff to make it all straight. So it does need work on the inner wheelhouse. You can see that right there where the inner and outer come together. It needs love. See, around the back window on both sides, right about here on the vertical part of the channel, there was a hole I could stick my pinky in, and I used for a temporary fix, I used some POR 15 putty in that, their epoxy putty in that spot to fill the holes so that water wouldn't get in there. It does have brand new rear window weather strip and a brand new package tray. Walking around, you got the trunk and the trunk lock flipper with the emblem. My buddy Larry found that for me. Bumper's rusty, needs re-chromed. It's got a dent right there anyways. Valance is good. Panel behind the bumper is good. And the actual channel, the trunk channel, is good and not rotted out, which these tend to do when you find a rusty one. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. There we go. So you can see that channel. It's all, man, that thing nice and clean. So all the way around, even when I had the window out, it was clean and not rotted. This back panel behind the bumper is all solid. The only rot in the trunk is that right there. You know, otherwise the trunk floor is nice and solid. Has a Magna 500 spare with the bumper jack. The trunk light works. Where the hell is it hiding at? There it is. You can see the trunk light even works. Trunk lid, I have a rust-free one because while on the outside it doesn't look horrible, it's pretty rotted on the back side. It's kind of hard to see the view in the camera too, for me. Anyways, so walking around this side, we do have some rust down here. We got some rust going on down there. And there's some rust going on down here. And there is a patch in this wheelhouse I put in to keep critters out. So I probably put about 3 or 4 fingers in that hole that was there. So, anyways, this door, not as bad as the other door, but it still has the same thing going on. Needs love. This pillar, good. No hole there, that's still nice and solid. This side, same thing. Still nice and solid. You can see the bottom corner of the door, same thing going on as the rear. There's the folder of receipts. You can see how thick that is. That's a lot of money in that folder. So the roof, the filler on both sides where the quarter and the roof panel meet, that was all coming out, peeling off, Just horrible shape. I ground it all out, used Duraglass to refill it. And then this is actually Duplicolor spray on aerosol bed liner to kind of simulate a vinyl top. You know, temporary thing so it looks decent instead of a primered roof or an ugly unprimered roof. Brand new tires. A couple weeks ago. I mean, these are brand new tires. Bottom of this fender needs more love, but I'm sure that could probably be patched too instead of being replaced. And then this corner of the hood, we got that going on, and this corner was kind of bent up. I didn't buy this with the intention of it being a mint hood. I got it super cheap. This corner was kind of bent up a little bit, but when I had it sandblasted, the top of it sandblasted, this is what we found. And I had actually taken and sort of beat this down into place so it wasn't all like bent up and out of shape. And then just had a base coat sprayed with no clear, so the finish, the kind of shininess of it matched the rest of the car. So let's go under the hood. All right, so what we have here, this is a 1972 two-barrel Cleveland short block that's 40 over, has dish piston, like factory style dish pistons in it. Super clean inside. Crosshatch on the cylinders was friggin' beautiful. Extremely low miles. It came out of a 70s Cyclone. So the heads are the original 351 Cobra Jet heads off the original engine. Those have all been redone. Hardened seats, new valves, guides, springs, everything. Running hardened push rods in it. It came with a Comp Cams double roller timing set. I put a Melling high performance cam in it. The distributor is new. Cap, rotor, plugs and wires are all new. It has a Petronix electronic conversion in the distributor and a Petronix coil. All the hoses and belts are all brand new. This manifold I replaced. I bought a mint pair off of a friend, and I only needed the passenger side, but I bought a pair because the original was cracked pretty bad. So all new battery cables. All the battery cables are new. Battery's a couple years old. Needs this fender well because of rot there. It needs this one because it's got some going on down here. I have clean solid fender wells. I have a mint radiator support because this one I had to put in a fixed piece off of I cut the bottom out of one of a car in the junkyard and then used the section I needed to kind of fix this so the radiator would stay in there and not fall down and all that kind of thing. See what else. Flywheel's been resurfaced. It's got a new zoom clutch. It's got the correct or proper or whatever spread bore intake and a 4300 Reman 4300D carburetor. New air filter, new PCV valve, new breather filter. I've always run driven hot rod oil in it. Currently it's got 10W40 driven with a Ford Racing oil filter. New Carter fuel pump and new pre-bent fuel line up to the carburetor. I think I already mentioned the radiator hoses, heater hoses are all brand new. Windshield washer pump brand new. It has a brand new quick ratio Alaris quick ratio steering gear with a NOS Moog Pitman arm. All new power steering hoses. Power steering pump has been resealed. New belts. Wipers work. The brakes. That's what I started with. Brand new master cylinder. all new brake lines except for the one that goes from front to rear. And the only reason I replaced the brake lines is because I couldn't get the fittings broke loose of the lines. But I was able to get that one loose at the proportioning valve. So I did not replace that. But I do have it, and it goes with the car if you feel like messing with it. But all new brake lines, master cylinder. On the front, it has new calipers, pads, hardware, rotors, bearings, and seals. In the rear, it has new wheel cylinders, shoes, drums, hardware, adjusters, and 2 of the 3 parking brake cables are new. And yes, the parking brake cable does work on this. Suspension wise, it has new lower ball joints, new upper ball joints. I got these control arms from a buddy of mine because the control arm bushings were mint and mine were dry rotted all to hell, so I just put new ball joints and swapped out the control arms. It has Monroe heavy duty commercial grade gas shocks on it for like a Crown Vic. It's been aligned. This thing goes straight down the road. It drives great. It has a, I don't know, 7 or 8 blade clutch fan on it with a brand new fan clutch. Let's see, brand new speedometer cable and speedometer gear. Drive shaft has a brand new slip yoke, Spicer U-joints. The drive shaft's been balanced. The rear diff has been in and out a few times. I swapped between the 350s and the 411 setup I have. Currently has the 350 gear set back in it, which is a traction lock, 28 spline, and it is an end case. The exhaust from the manifolds all the way back to the tailpipes is all brand new reproduction exhaust, not exhaust shop bent exhaust. It's brand new reproduction exhaust, just like the original. And I was able to save the original flanges for them to use instead of the cheaper flat flanges like all the aftermarket uses nowadays. So I'm sure there's more I'm forgetting. Oh, brand new gas tank, brand new fuel sending unit. Inside, Bill gave me the dash pad. I dyed it because the one that was in it was cracked all to hell. New pull cable thing for the park brake. New pull thing for the vent. Heater has new heater core and blower motor, and it's been cleaned out. The dash has been out. Everything's been cleaned up. All the gauges work. Let's see if we can get in here and do this. But all the gauges work. Factory tack, speedometer. There is no clock in it. Bill had taken out the clock and put a vacuum gauge in there. And then I have the aftermarket odometer, oil pressure, mechanical oil pressure, and water temperature gauges. And with the oil pressure one, I bought the odometer braided steel line and fittings. I didn't use that cheap ass plastic line or the copper line. Bill put this cassette deck in it back in the 80s. Pioneer Super Tuner. Analog. Still works. Tape deck does not work. It probably needs a belt. Anyways, let's fire it up. Here we go. Get it off the choke. Once it's fully warmed, it idles at 800 RPM. New headlight switch, new dimmer switch. You can see it's getting not quite fully warmed up, but it's definitely warm. Cold, it has 70 to 80 psi of oil pressure. Fully warmed up, sitting at a light, you're at between 30 and 40 psi of oil pressure. Brand new shifter boots. It's got a new glove box liner because that was gone. I bought a owner's manual for it. That's in there. Like I mentioned, everything's been cleaned out. Found an excellent rear view mirror because the mirror in it, they always get shitty and like delaminate and whatever. Horn works really well. Bill did some modifications, put a little ashtray in here, put a little dope light, map light, whatever, that works. The lighter, this works, so yes, you can plug in your cell phone and charge it. I did put delay wipers on it, the delay wiper setup. All the bulbs in the dash are LED, so it's easier to see at night, and the bulbs in the gauges are also LED. The side marker lights have LED bulbs, the tail lights have LED bulbs, also the backup lights are LED. The driver's side tail light housing is an NOS unit. The passenger side was a very clean original unit I got from a friend. Everything works fantastic. New gaskets for the lenses. The headlights have all been, they still had incandescent bulbs for all the headlights. It has all new halogen headlights for the front. Let's shut her down. So that's that. Here we'll, there we go. Get out of here. You can see it needs a headliner. All the interior lights work, even the courtesy lights down in the footwells, all the dash lights. This works, even the map lights work. I have a very nice one, very clean, beautiful shaped one that goes with the car. Does need a headliner. Visors are in good shape. I have a brand new upholstery kit for it. I have an extra back seat for it because this seat frame is pretty rusted, pretty bad. But I do have a complete upholstery kit that goes with it. I think that's about it on that. I know there's stuff I'm forgetting. God, I know there's stuff I'm forgetting. I've done so much to this. There is actually a Facebook page for the car, McFord's Garage. You can go to this YouTube channel, obviously, and see the video. I'll be posting a link to this video on some of the web pages and Facebook pages. Car runs great. It went to Woodward last year, ran for like 3+ hours straight, idling in traffic. Never skipped a beat. Never. I mean, never an issue. A couple weeks ago, drove it down to Dearborn for the Fairlane Club of America National Meet. That's about the farthest I've ever driven it. That's probably about 35 miles, I think. I've never really driven it farther than that, just local. I only work 7 miles from home, so, and everything else is not very far. So it still has, I've been chasing a driveline vibration that's mostly gone, but it's still there a little bit. I notice it, someone else may not. I mean, like I said, I've only driven this, the furthest I've driven this one way is like 35 miles. As far as driving it home a long ways, it takes me a while to trust a car to go a long ways. Especially something, I mean, it's sorted out. I mean, this thing is pretty much sorted out. But last year in September at the Pure Stock Drags, I made 25 passes.